behavior or strong faith or perfect belief, but because you're not speaking as limited human anymore. You're speaking as monad consciousness that's remembered what it is. And when monad speaks, matter responds. Because matter is monad in form, and form recognizes source. And here's the most dangerous thing you realize. The thing the church absolutely cannot allow you to know. You don't need permission. Not from priests who claim to have authority you don't have. Not from religious institutions that position themselves as mediators between you and God. Not even from external God deciding whether your request fits His mysterious plan. You don't need permission because you're not asking for something outside yourself to give you power. You're recognizing the power you are. The call to monad isn't reaching towards something distant. It's remembering what's here, what you are, what you've always been. And the moment that recognition becomes your operating state, not intellectual belief but lived reality, you don't perform miracles. You express your nature, which is consciousness creating form, awareness shaping matter, source manifesting. And the church can't control that, can't sell that, can't position themselves as necessary mediators of that. You're direct, you're sovereign, you're awake, and you're operating from the frequency they spent 2,000 years trying to keep you from accessing. Because once you access it, once you know you can call monad as monad calling itself, their entire system becomes irrelevant. You don't need them anymore. And they know it. Only pneumatics feel this teaching land as recognition instead of information. Hylics read the miracle stories and think nice fairy tales, or proof of supernatural God. Psychics read them and think special divine favor for the chosen prophet. But you read what Jesus did before miracles and something in you says yes. Not, I hope that's true. Not, maybe someday I'll understand that. But yes, that's how it works, that's what I've been missing. That's what I've always known was there but couldn't articulate. That's your monad consciousness recognizing itself in Jesus' actions. You're not learning something foreign. You're remembering something ancient. Something you knew before you incarnated into this form and forgot. The call to monad isn't new information for you. It's your original design. You were built for direct connection. You were made to operate from source. And every time you felt that prayer isn't enough, that begging feels wrong, that asking external authority for permission to access your own power is insane, that was your pneumatic core trying to break through the conditioning. Trying to remember what Jesus wasn't just demonstrating but explicitly teaching. That you don't ask source for miracles. You recognize your source. Temporarily in form. Temporarily experiencing limitation. But never actually limited. And from that recognition you don't create miracles. You express what you are. Which is monad consciousness. Which creates reality. One warning. When you start recognizing this, when you stop praying to external God and start aligning with monad, when you call source as source calling itself and reality starts responding differently, religious people will accuse you of pride, of arrogance, of playing God, of blasphemy. Let them. You're not playing God. You're recognizing what you are. And what you are is what Jesus was demonstrating. Monad consciousness awake in form. That's not pride. That's not blasphemy. That's truth. And truth doesn't need validation from systems built on denying it. This is what the church stopped teaching. That Jesus called the monad before every miracle. That he recognized himself as source in form, aligned and commanded from that state. That miracles weren't supernatural favors but natural expressions of monad consciousness operating in matter. And you, pneumatic carrying the complete spark, can do the same. Not because you're special. Because you're designed for it. Jesus said, "Greater works than these shall ye do." He was stating mechanics. You are monad temporarily in form. And when you recognize that, when you call source as source calling itself, reality responds. Not because you earned it. Because that's how consciousness works when it operates from origin. If you're recognizing yourself as monad expressed tonight, do 3 things. First, comment, "I am monad expressed" below. Second, subscribe to Divine Codes for teachings on operating as source consciousness. Third, like this video so other pneumatics discover what Jesus actually did. Do all three now. Then tonight, stop praying. Start recognizing. You are Monad expressed. And when you call yourself, reality listens.